guys. So now we know some of the biggest news that has just happened is the Capital One and Discover Card merger. Okay, guys. So this is going to be huge. Really not a merger. It's essentially Discover Card being bought out completely. From Capital One. This is a huge game changer as well because again, like we talked about. Capital One is most definitely, Discover really is not just a credit card company. They process their credit cards. As you guys know, Discover does not use Visa and MasterCard like Capital One has in the past. And so now they'll be controlling their process. What do you guys think about this? What that's going on? I know a lot of people are happy. So, well, I won't say a lot of people are happy. A lot of people are optimistic about what's going on. And then, of course, you have some people that's like, listen, this is not a good thing. Okay. So let me know your thoughts. Jump in with me just so you guys know. You guys can join me in this live conversation. Okay. You guys can scan this QR code right here at the top, or you guys can click the link inside the description below. You guys can join me on camera for tonight. We want to play around with this a little bit. So join me on camera, guys. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. And of course, the chat is going to be live and popping. Okay. So enhanced utility. I don't know if you're still in the building. But of course, we want to switch it up for tonight. What do you guys' thoughts on this? So what do you think? Okay. I'm going to put that in here. What do you think? Okay. And then you guys will be able to see this. So, what are your thoughts on this? Okay. What are your thoughts on this? You guys think it's a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Are you indifferent? Are you positive? Are you negative? What are your thoughts on this, guys? And again, if you guys want to jump in on this tonight, you guys can go ahead and scan the QR code right here at the top, or you guys can click the description, the link in the description below, and I'll allow you in to go ahead and jump in with me on tonight. Okay, let me know you guys' thoughts on this. So while you guys are doing that, let's go right into it. So, of course, we know Discover Card and Capital One, they're very similar, by the way. Like, when you really take a step back, you see that they're really similar. Discover has really spent a lot of their time mainly on their credit card products. They haven't dived really deep into like the business sector like Capital One has. They haven't really gotten involved in like, auto loans and things of that sort. So this is going to be a great situation as well. It's not like the company was struggling, but they allowed themselves to be bought out, So, and in a time where credit card debt is astronomically high, you would be thinking that, man, it must be crazy. So that's a lot of trust that they have, that Capital One has with them, those clients and balances. Now, Discover Card is not like, no shade. I don't want anyone to feel any kind of way. Discover Card is not like not Capital One. Discover Card is not like a Credit One bank. Okay, I was thinking one, and I don't know why I said Capital One. They're not like a Credit One bank where they only like take a certain amount of people, like they have certain credit scores. So Discover is usually like that next tier level up, in my opinion. For a lot of people, Discover has been some of the highest limits their first high limit credit card. And nowadays, when we think high limit, we automatically go to $25,000, $30,000, 50,000, so on and so forth. So the thing is, though, sometimes for people, their first high limit credit card was 10,000 or 5,000 or 1,000, and that came from Discover. So what do you guys think about what's going to be happening here? I most definitely want to know your thoughts on this. So you guys can either jump into the chat, let me know what you guys think about this. Just so you know, too, tonight you guys can jump in, scan the QR code, and you can actually be in right here on camera with me, and we can most definitely talk about it. Most definitely want to see what you guys' thoughts are. We have the link inside the description below. And now we had that video, and people had a lot of questions about it. So here, let me go ahead and pull up some. Let me go ahead and see what some of you all's thoughts are. Oh, you know what? It's probably gonna be too crazy trying to show both at the same time. I don't want it to go too crazy. So either way, jump in with me on this, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Let me jump right into it. Let me update this here real quick. Okay, and let me know your thoughts inside of the chat, guys. So let me know what you think about it. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. Yeah. So now, what do you guys think about? Let me know inside the chat, guys. What you guys think about them buying themselves out? You think it's a good move? You think it's smart? You think it doesn't make any sense? You think it's not gonna, help anyone? Right? What do you guys think about that? Let me know inside the comments, guys. We're gonna be here for this evening. I most definitely want to see what you guys think about it. Do you even care? Some people are like, well, I never had a credit card, with them. So I'm not saying me, but I'm sure some people are probably thinking that, like, man, is it really that big of a deal? So here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. Let me see here. Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing because someone took my idea literally. That always happens. I won't say always happens, but anyway, I want here. Give me one second. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. So visually impaired says it will be interesting to see how it goes. I most definitely agree. I most definitely do agree. So you most definitely want to figure out what is going to be going on there for sure. So give me one second. I'm going to pull up some of the comments that you guys had, on that as well. I want to see what you guys were having on that. So give me a second. Let me pull that up and see where we were at with that. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm going to actually pull up some of the comments that are on here. So bear with me. I don't want this to freeze up or anything. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys this piece here, and then we'll jump right into it. So either way, so now let me know what you guys think about this as well. So of course, thanks visually impaired for letting us know that as well too. So let's see here. I want to zoom in right over here. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can actually see it. There we go. All right. Yeah, you guys can't see it like that. So I'll do it this way. There we go. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this out the way. So one person says that only time will tell. Only time will tell how this will work out. My hope is that it happens. It never really works out for the consumer with these mergers. We get screwed over in most cases. Do you guys feel that that's true? Do you guys feel like every time they try to merge these banks and financial companies, things of that sort, that the customers always end up, getting screwed over? And not to say that they're wrong, but I mean, sometimes it feels like that, especially like when these banks come together and you have a checking account with them, a savings account, things of that sort, and then things start to merge. That plays a major role. It most definitely plays a major role. Let's go to the next one. So, next person says, I hold 2 Discover cards and 3 Capital One cards. As long as they stay intact, I'll be happy. I hope Discover stays that the Discover stock stays excellent with no changes to the already excellent products. All right. So what do you guys feel about that? Do you feel that Discover is still going to keep their great products, their great customer service? And we're going to see that too in a second. Someone brought up the customer service of Capital One. They said it was trash compared to Discover. Now we see the Discover commercials, and they've always talked about having people working in America and having an American accent, and you're talking to people. And, let's be honest, sometimes it's a little bit easier to understand sometimes. Right. And so what do you guys think about that? We're going to go back into it. All right. Next, one person's here. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I don't know if you guys can see all of this. There you go. That's a little bit better. So one person says Capital One is horrible, but Discover is fantastic. Discover is the best. All right. So what do you guys think about that? Next, there's one person said, let me zoom out a bit because I want to make sure you guys can actually see this because like it stretches out a bit. So see, okay, there we go. All right, that covers the screen. You guys can get used to. All right, cool. I have Capital One. I have Capital One cards and a Discover, and I'm guessing Discover will be the same except for under a parent company, and maybe the name will be changed to something like Discover One. Ha! I can't see any difference it's going to make for holders in either of them or both. All right. So, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Next would be Caesar Joel says Discover has such great customer service. And on the other hand, you have Capital One's trash customer service. That was Caesar Joel. Shout out to Caesar Joel for giving his opinion on that as well. I think I replied, but I don't think everybody said that. Let's see here. And so I said, man, that's trash. I was like, dang, trash. So tell him Caesar. I didn't know it was that bad. But either way, Bro Allen says, I agree on the customer services. Economic warfare says, really, I've always had great service. I only needed them twice. My same thoughts as well. All right. So of course, shout out to Stephen Shelton. Stephen Shelton, Straight Fire. Man, we always try to bring good content for sure. All right. Next, another banger, Kevin. Now you know it's Calvin. Now you know it's Calvin. All right, but either way, uh, Kevin. However, this is not flawless merger acquisition. Truth be told, let's see what time says. Thanks, no problem. All right. So one person says, I'm already pissed off that Community Bank sold off BJ's Mastercard to Capital One. Now to my Discover credit cards will Capital One as well. Oh Lord. All right. So listen, you got a point. Listen, you know what's crazy is that these banks, they don't think about what we would think about, right? Or what the consumer would care about. They more so care about what's going to work best for them. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's more so just saying, hey, we're going to be affected big time with this as well. All right. So next person says, only had my Discover card for a month. I got it so I would have a second company that was separate from my Capital One account. Awesome. All right. Next person says, I hate to see this happen. Discover was a great card. They provided good customer care. Capital One, man, y'all be hating on Capital One, man. Now here's the thing about Capital One, man. Don't forget who was one of the first people to give you a credit card. Who was one of the first people to give you a credit card? That's number one. Number two, especially if you had bad credit, who was one of the first people to give you a chance? Who was one of the first people to give you a second chance? One of the first banks to reach out. Now, I'm not saying that Capital One is the best end all be all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, hey, we got to put some respect on Capital One's name. Who was one of the first people to give you an auto loan after you had a repossession? Come on now. So I think it's going to most definitely be a good move. Y'all be throwing shade on Capital One. Next is Discover didn't have the best cards, but what they lacked, they made up in customer service. It wouldn't be the worst idea to retain some of that staff. Realistically, people are going to get fired post merger because of redundancy, but they should play to strengths. Okay, I like that. I think that's a pretty good situation as well. I think that's a pretty good situation just because, again, like the customer service in a sense. I think not only that, they always highlighted their customer service. They made you feel. You usually don't see that from a lot of credit card companies, them bragging on their customer service and when you call them and how long they're open, how much they talk to you. So a lot of that plays a role as well. So good comment on that one. Hate the idea of a merger. Nothing good ever comes out of a deal like this. Consumers beware. Consumers beware. Man, y'all be rough on it, man. All right, next. So will they reissue Discover cards as Capital One cards or vice versa, and why? That's a very good question. So here, check this out. Check this out. Oh, Visually Impaired said they got something. So Visually Impaired says Discover customer service is really great. I had to experience with them, and I really want a Discover card. I feel you on that one. I most definitely feel you on that one. All right. So next, let's go into it. All right. So I'm going to have the comments on the screen too. So as we get the comments and everything, the comments, you guys will be able to see those on this video as well. Next. So what do you, the next thing, let's go back to this. So will they reissue Discover cards as Capital One cards? I'm gonna be honest. I don't see them change. See, them buying them out does not mean Discover is going to lose. I don't think it's going to lose its name. Companies get bought out all the time. I mean, look at how many companies Zillow has bought out. Look at how many companies Experian has bought out. Look at how many companies, man, I was going to give another good example. Amazon. Look at how many companies Amazon has bought out. Look at how many companies Intuit bought out. Intuit owns Credit Karma. They own Mint.com. They didn't change the names, right? And, so people like normalness. They like logging in. Don't get me wrong. They like a fresh look, but people like logging in, like what they're used to seeing in a sense, right? They don't want to have a lot of stuff change. So I don't think that's really going to be doing a lot. I think there's going to be, I most definitely think there's going to be some new products coming out, some cross promotions, most definitely a bigger client base. Now Capital One can spread a little bit. They could take on a little bit more risk if they want to take on a little bit more risk. So I most definitely see that happening as well. All right. I most definitely see that happening as well. I know you guys can't see all the comments because it doesn't show the comments. But either way, you guys could care less. So either next, let's go into it. What do you think will happen with the limits of cars they allow? Very good question, Lolita. Very good question. So I think that I honestly think that if with the limits of cars that they allow, I really feel that they may be a little bit more open because now they can take more risk. You now have a different profit margin as well too. I think Discover overall was doing pretty good, and obviously, like let's be honest, Discover wasn't no chump. It wasn't like they were at the bottom of the barrel. You know, they most definitely have a good client base. Like a lot of their clients are not just people that have lower credit scores; they have higher tier clients. So I do see them probably taking on a little bit more risk. Hopefully, so that's most definitely something I hope to see, with Discover as well. So next would be next question. Next question. The next comment is the only good I see is that it will allow Discover to have access to their benefits and just make their cars better than what it is. All right. So most definitely a good takeaway on that, Jeff, as well. Allowing Discover to have access to their benefits. Oh, real quick, too, guys, don't forget. If you guys want to jump into the conversation, you guys can go ahead and scan the QR code right here. Yeah, you guys can actually join in with me live on this right now. So you guys want to jump in on this live with your camera on, you most definitely can do so. The link is in the description below if you guys want to jump in on this. All right. So next, let's go to the next comment as well. This sucks. This sucks big time. I'm not a Capital One fan. I love Discover, and I just want to know what other Discover products will be affected. Yeah, I don't. Hopefully none. Hopefully none. I don't see them changing a lot because a lot of people don't even know or didn't know that Discover offers personal loans. So they've been doing personal loans for a long time. They've been doing student loans for a long time. They've been helping a lot of people transition from secured cars to unsecured cars for a long time. So we'll see that as well. Smooth Will, what's going on, man? So Smooth Will says, let's go and put that comment up there. Smooth Will says, TD Bank lowered my credit limit for no damn reason. Man, that's horrible. That is horrible, man. All right, so by $5,000, what the hell? I'm pissed. I'm considering leaving them. Listen, yeah, you got a point there, especially $5,000. That's crazy. Keep us posted, guys. Has anyone else had any issues we should know about with TD Bank? Maybe that. Listen, this. Let me tell you something. Sometimes we see certain things, and things start to happen over a period of time. But as consumers, we can see this stuff in advance. Is anyone else having any other issues with TD Bank? Anyone else have any other issues? No? Y'all good? Okay. So keep us posted on that too as well, Smooth Will. We most definitely want to know about that as we go on in the future. All right. Next comment is I see this being a great partnership. I doubt they'll allow it to merge. Damn lobbyists. We'll see. We'll most definitely see about that. I don't know. It's most definitely the talk of the town. So we'll see if that ends up being the case. All right. So Mike H, what's going on? What's going on, Mike? So Mike says, how are credit unions affected in all of these financial matters? Very good question. You know what? I haven't seen that. I haven't really seen that credit unions are really being that much affected. Number one, credit unions have much less to, I would say, pay for. A lot of these bigger branches, sometimes like they'll have branches in areas that people don't go to as much, which is why so many branch closings. As a matter of, they were just talking about another wave of closings yesterday. I didn't even do a video on that because there's so much stuff going on. And just a lot of these bank branches are starting to close a lot more. With credit unions, I'm still surprised though that a lot of them still have brick and mortars, especially if they're online. If their online base is heavy and they can do business in different states, that most definitely plays a role. So do you? So what? Like for example, like Navy Federal, they do business in a lot of different states. They have a huge client base, the largest client base for credit unions. So does it make sense to keep opening branches, right? So I don't see a lot of credit unions opening up brand new branches, but man, wait till listen. We got some good stuff dropping soon. I got another update to give you all on tomorrow. You guys are gonna love that new. It's another update. I can't tell you. Just know that it's gonna be. I'll be going. I'll let that video go tomorrow, and then we have another video is gonna be dropping on Friday as well too. Some really good stuff. A great interview. One of our good friends here that's been on the channel before. So you guys will see that interview as well. But saying that to say, hopefully that's not going to end up being the case. So I don't see credit unions being affected too much about this. I haven't seen any. Has anyone seen any changes with their credit unions by chance? Let us know, big or small. But yeah, I haven't seen PenFed do too much. Hopefully, Navy Federal could stay out of trouble. But they haven't really been seeing it do all that. They have, again, they have, I forgot the word that I'm looking for, but they have essentially less to worry about. Like with a lot of these other banks, they have overstaffed, they have property rent to pay and stuff like that. Now, Chase Bank did open up more branches recently than they closed, but what they've been doing is they've been changing it. So they're now, Chase is more so starting to go to more of a wealth perspective. So they're more so saying, hey, talk to us about wealth, talk to us about retirement, talk to us about your future money financial goals. That's what Chase Bank is starting to do. At least that's what it's looking like they're doing. And so that's why they're opening up branches, but these are not regular bank branches. If you guys are seeing what they're doing, a lot of these branches are like for in and out, like bank customers, but it's really about sitting down with someone, having a conversation about retirement and wealth and so on and so forth. All right. So Micah says, I'm late, but any news on Capital One? Nothing new. Nothing like nothing. I mean, outside of Capital One, essentially buying out, Discover Card. This is most definitely some big news. I had some clients of ours. They sent emails and say, man, Calvin, did you hear about this? Can you talk about this? And I had gotten notified of it, but I kind of overlooked it. And I was like, man, wait a minute, this is real. Because, like you see something, it's like, oh, let me double check that. And it's, because there's so much crap on the internet. It's like, oh, no, let me confirm this. So, and that's when I found that out. So, but yes, good information there for sure. Next is I'm with Navy Fed. Okay. I'm with Navy Fed, PenFed, Connexus, Summit, Banks, Chase, and USA. Mike is not playing around. Okay. He's most definitely in the mix with the credit unions for sure. All right. So good. Thanks for letting us know that as well. Also, too, guys, if you all want to join in on the conversation, sorry, this might be a little too loud. If you all want to join in on the conversation, you most definitely can do that. You guys can actually click the QR code right here at the top, or you guys can actually click the link below. It doesn't cost anything. So if you guys want to jump in, you most definitely can. If you guys want to go live with me on and talk about this, you most definitely can do so. All you gotta do is scan the QR code and you will be allowed in. All right. So let's keep talking about, let's go back to the comments here and let us know too, Mike, if you've seen any changes with your credit unions as well. Okay. Let's see what everyone else thinks about this. Jaywalk says criminals stick together. Quit paying them already. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, that is crazy. All right, so now let's see here. Mark has something to say. Mark says, "Do you still have a Discover card? I never considered rebuilding with Discover. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Sorry, no, nothing that you're doing. Hold on. What did I just do? Okay, there we go. All right, let me go ahead and move my face back in. There we go. Okay, it's a little bit better. All right, so all right, do I have a Discover? Do you have a Discover card, or do you have or still have a Discover card? I never considered rebuilding with Discover. Capital One was my first rebuilding card. My bank, BOA, I try. I'm not sure what B and A, unless you Bank of America, I'm assuming. I will try for my next card. So here's the thing. I've always been a fan of not just Discover card, but like that, I would say that tier level, which is usually that Chase Freedom. I don't know if you guys remember the original Chase Freedom back in the day. Then the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the American Express Blue Cash Every Day, and Discover It. And you also have the Citibank card as well too. You have a couple of other ones as well too. Bank of America had the Bank of America card. So they're all in that same tier. That's like that second to third tier level. And within that tier, a lot of those companies will give you at least $1,000 limit, at least a $2,000 limit. This is before the whole everyone started making it seem like they had everything figured out with Navy Federal at the time. So these were one of the banks that first did this back in the day. So with Discover, it wasn't just with them. It was more so that with Discover, people, like I said, that was one of the first cars they got with higher limits without building a relationship. Like, they would just look to see what you had prior to. If they saw that you had a lot of other credit cards, right? If they saw that you had a lot of other credit cards and that you had some other things kind of put together, they would most definitely say, okay, I like how this is. I like how this looks. I would most definitely want to have, I would most definitely give this person X amount of dollars. So that most definitely plays a role. All right. So I've always seen that as well, too. All right. Next is C-Bill. I hope Chase Bank buys Apple Card. Oh, man. I thought Apple Card, didn't that get sold already? Man, I don't know about that. I'll keep you guys posted on that if I haven't seen that. I thought Apple Card was already off the hooks with Goldman Sachs. And just so you guys know, a quick story about, I won't say a story, but I would say a quick comment on that. The Apple Card was Goldman Sachs' first credit card. So talk about having the first credit card and then it doesn't go well. It was really timing. It was really timing. They launched around a time when a lot of people had a lot of money. People got the credit cards, they maxed them out, and they charged it off. So to go right into the credit card market and then get all that debt is like, oh, I thought we was gonna make money off this. Yeah, when people pay you, fam. But if they're not paying you, then that's number one. Number two, they made that credit card a little too easy to get for a lot of people. I know some people that should not have gotten approved for that credit card. And that's the thing. When these credit cards make it too easy for people to get approved, not that these people didn't meet the qualifications, but it's like you got to look at their other credit cards now before you make this decision. It's got to make sense, But either way, that's my take on that one. All right. Next is Ant says, does my company do credit repair? Yes, we do. So here's the deal. We are having some issues with with our software, and man, it's crazy because it's not until you get the software that you realize, man, okay, this is a lot of stuff going on. And then there was a lot of language barriers. Man, it's some crazy stuff that's going on. So what we're doing as a supplement, we are giving people custom game plans. So you do have the custom game plan as an option. You do have the one-on-one as an option as well too. We've been having challenges and things of that sort, but the software will be up and back running very soon. So we'll keep you guys posted on that as well. And this is most definitely not going into like this is not everybody else's software. I want to be clear on that. So this isn't AI can fix your credit. This is real. This is raw. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I want to spend too much time on that tonight, but I'll most definitely keep you posted on that. But as for now, we're most definitely doing custom game plans and such as well. My first 850 live. Good evening, everyone. What's going on? Call me Lonnie. What's going on, man? I appreciate your video. Congratulations to Lonnie as well, too. Make sure you guys stop by his channel as well. He's most definitely an avid YouTuber. I think he has one either. I don't know if it. So Lonnie, was it your channel or was it a video that just hit 60,000 views? I think he just had a video or channel. I'm sorry, a video or his channel just hit 60,000 views. So congratulations, another YouTube grinder that's out here giving you guys the information that's needed. So, but let us know about that, Lonnie. And then here, swing back around, man. Let us know what the name of your channel is and how we can find you. Or we just type in "Call You Lonnie." Well, not "Call You Lonnie," but So, okay, cool. Call Me Lonnie says it's his channel. So congratulations to you. All right. 60,000 views. We know it takes most. That means that means you got some good videos over there, man. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out his channel as well, too. So you guys can stay up to date on credit in general. All right. So Lonnie, we might have to have you on the show, man. So then listen, I'm about to look around at your content and see if we can, bring you on. All right. Matter of fact, here, Lonnie, check this out. Listen, nobody will scan this QR code. Okay. So here, Lonnie, if you want to jump in on this live right now, if you want to jump in on this live, scan this QR code you see here. Yes, it works. Y'all ain't scanned it. Ain't nobody popped up. Or you can click the link in the description below if you want to join me right now on live. Okay. So this is because it's easy to get a YouTuber on a live situation. Okay, we've been going in for 30 minutes. Y'all finna get y'all might get a special guest tonight. If not, I know it's like super last minute. So let me know, man, if you want to jump in or not. All right. All right. So visually impaired says, if my credit knowledge is familiar, isn't FICO score 9? As far as I know, that doesn't focus much on debt, right? Very good question. So all of them. All right. So Call Me Lonnie says, listen, he finna jump on board. All right. So here, we'll see, man. We'll see. Jump on in, man. We got some time. All right. So to answer that question, FICO 9 does not necessarily look at your debt less, right? It doesn't look at your debt less. All right. What it does is it more so looks for a lot of ways to give you points that you would normally have points. But you guys got to understand something. These score models it didn't compute in the algorithm the types of things that were around at that time. So FICO 9 sounds good and sounds new, but you guys got to understand something. It was developed around that 2009 era. So this is before rent could be added to your credit report, right? This is before credit builders. This is before self lender. This is before self. This is before a lot of that stuff, right? This is before a lot of that. So so again, you have to understand that with FICO 9 in general, as these algorithms change, they're keeping up with the times. They're keeping up with the times. Okay, so you most definitely want to make sure that you're with some people that's want to be keeping up with the times as well. All right, Lonnie says he's gonna be jumping on. We'll see, brother. We will see. No, I'm kidding. All right, so someone else says, no, someone else. Mike is back. Mike says, just wondering, is anyone in the market for a new car? If so, are you playing the waiting game? I hope to purchase in the summer. So check this out. One of my best friends is actually, I actually got him this job. Now it wasn't just me. I'm not gonna say it was just me. He was being him, and that helped him get the job as well. But at the dealership that I used to work at, one of my good friends, he is now one of the managers there at the dealership. I'm gonna have to bring him on the channel at some point. So because I talk to him all the time about the car market, because you guys know we're in real estate as well. And we talk about the markets and stuff like that all the time. Oh, Lonnie's in the house. Lonnie's in the house. All right. So here, let's go and bring Lonnie on board, man. So here, let me see here if we can bring you on. Can you hear us? You know what? Let me bring you in. I got so much stuff going on. Let me turn this overlay off. You got all this stuff. What's going on, man? Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah. Very impromptu. I don't got like my mic and everything, so I'm just coming straight off the laptop.
See if this will work.
Yes, I can.
Oh, perfect. There we go. I couldn't hear you. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, perfect. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing good. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, on the spot, ready to go.
Yo, you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. Ain't that right?
That's right, man. You stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, man. That's what's up. So here, let's talk about some stuff, man. I'm gonna dig through your channel real quick. So here, how did you end up? First off, tell everybody what your channel is and what you talk about.
Absolutely. So first off, thank you for the time and thank you for the invite.
Absolutely.
So I still consider myself new to YouTube. So my channel hasn't even been live for a full 5 months yet. But I'm not new to credit cards. I'm not new to travel. And that's what my channel is primarily about. So I started off with travel hacking and travel strategy.
Okay.
And that's what led me into credit cards. And so my channel starts off gives you my experiences, my tips and tricks on how you can use credit cards and credit card rewards to travel for discounted, or in my case, I've been doing it for so long, for over a decade now, $0.
Wow. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to be going through your channel, man. We'll most definitely see if we can bring you in on some of this stuff. I can tell by the thumbnails you over here working hard, man. And any friend of Sledge is a friend of mine. You guys be studying the hell out these credit cards, man. So here, what are your thoughts? What are your honest thoughts about this merger? There's nothing good or bad, but what are your honest thoughts about this merger between Discover Card and Capital One?
Yeah, so I'm going to have a bifurcated answer here.
Okay.
I'm personally ambivalent to the situation. The reason why I say I'm ambivalent to it is because I don't have any Capital One or Discover cards personally.
Hold on
So I
one
kind of
second,
moved
Lonnie.
away.
Hold on one second, Lonnie. This man said ambivalent. Let me write this down. Let me look this up. Make sure I'm not agreeing to anything here legally. So, but no, I'm kidding, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. And by the way, is your first name Lonnie?
It's partial of my first name, so that's why I just go by
Oh,
call me Lonnie. So even if
you
you're
got
near,
it,
I'll just
Lonnie.
say, yeah, man, just call me Lonnie.
I feel you, man. I feel. I'm sorry, but continue. Let me know your thoughts about this. So you say you're not ambivalent to it. Is that I get that right?
I am ambivalent to it, so I'm not
Got it.
either. I'm not one side or the other, basically.
Got you.
Um, and the reason why is because I don't have Capital One and I don't have Discover cards personally. So this
Okay.
merger doesn't directly affect me. But as for the game, the credit card game and the credit card space, it will make an impact in some way. And it will probably have some residual impact to the cards that I use, like with Amex, Chase, or anyone else. Not to say that you'll see Chase acquire like Wells Fargo or anything like that. But
Mm,
what comes out of it
yeah.
will have some type of residual impact that you'll see, their competitors make a change with. So to answer the other part of the question, how do I feel about it? I think change is inevitable. The credit
Yeah.
card space, at least in the travel reward space as a whole, has become stale. And there are now a new group of consumers, a new age group, call it their own credit card Gen Zers, that are now
Yep.
coming into the space, coming more aware. No matter what your age group is, you don't have to be in the 20s. You could be in your 40s and 50s. And a lot of people are now like, what's going on with these credit cards? Like, wait, I'm losing out on money. I'm losing out on
Mm-hmm.
opportunities. I'm losing out on benefits just because I could have this. I could get rid of my debit card. I could stop writing checks. And
Yep.
so by seeing these not A-list players, and I'm not saying that they're like small players, Capital One and Discover are definitely some huge players with longevity in the credit card space. By seeing them come together, is definitely going to create some new experiences and some new opportunities that might even make someone like myself who's not one of their consumers, maybe, you know, shift 90 degrees. Maybe, hey, what they're doing over there might bringing in that extra money might be beneficial, and they could actually end up changing the game and the entire consumer direction.
Man, absolutely, man. I most definitely like that perspective, as well, just because, again, when people have like these credit cards, I would just say when people have credit cards with certain companies in general, it's like you said, it's change is inevitable. And whether we like it or not, they're going to do what's best for them at the end of the day. And the consumers essentially just have to adapt to it. So great perspective, on that as well. Real quick. Looks like we got Cal in the house as well. Cal, listen, check this out. Listen, Cal, if you can, I want to get some people's I want to get more opinions on this. So Cal, if you can, go ahead and scan that QR code or click the link in the description below. We all could be on here talking about this. We can kind of change with the conversation up as well. And it's funny that you mentioned this as well too, because this is another guy that is known for using words I don't know or using big words. And this is Cal Barton. So Cal, if you're still here, man, jump in on the conversation, man. And me and Cal got something special. I know he's waiting on me. So, but anyway, me and Cal got something special for you guys coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that as well. But Cal, jump in if you can. All right. So then here, real quick. Now, this is just you guys have just got a quick sneak peek, about Lonnie as well too. So make sure you guys go ahead and check out his channel as well. He's been talking about Chase Sapphire, of course, the United Mileage Plus card, point stacking as well too. So make sure you guys are using your credit cards a certain way as well. All right. So Lonnie, what else do you talk about on your channel as well too?
Um, so yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head. So
Perfect. Okay.
I focus on three main things. One, credit card information, of course, so that way you're knowledgeable about each individual card.
Okay.
Travel hacking, travel strategy, which is my coup de grace, how I personally like to use my travel rewards. But
Okay.
then at the same time, there's two sides to this credit card game, and one is whatever benefits you as a consumer want to get out of them. But then the other aspect is how can you make sure you maximize those particular benefits? So
Yeah.
the last part that you had mentioned there was point stacking. And
Yep.
point stacking is the one thing that actually inspired me most to become a creator, to get off of the couch, not just be a first time caller, long time listener. So
Yep.
like I followed you before, Calvin. I know who Cal
Yeah.
Burton is. I'm subscribed to his channel. Have been for quite a while.
Yeah.
I've never met him before, so please, Cal, hurry up and jump on.
Oh man, yeah, man. He's
But
a busy guy. I'm surprised he's up, man. It's kind of late where he's at, man. Listen, it's 10:52 where I'm at, and that means it's at least 11:52 where Cal is. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to jump on, but if you can, bro, most definitely. But yeah, it's a little late for him. We'll see.
But yeah, so when it comes to travel rewards, and especially like I say, I use my cards for travel rewards and travel purposes. Um, Point stacking. So everyone will always leaned in on get a new card and then like get your welcome bonus, and then after you get your welcome bonus, go get another card. And my
Yeah.
strategy was never chasing sign up bonuses or chasing multiple cards. Like I
Yeah.
don't have 20 different credit cards. And so what
Mm.
point stacking is, which is a definition that I've coined myself, but it was a way that I learned to find loopholes or games within the system where instead of getting like 3 points per dollar on like dining, how could I
Mm.
turn that 3 to 8 points per dollar? Or how could I turn
Mm.
8 to 15 points per dollar? And now,
Wow.
like with regular everyday spending, like to me, 3 points per dollar is like, ugh, like I only got 3 points per dollar now.
That's what's
Like
up.
that's a bad day. Whereas I'll shop at like a place like Lululemon, I get 15 points per dollar every time I shop at Lululemon. So you'll see me wear this a lot in public. You'll see me wear it a lot on the airplanes. You see me wear it in some of my videos. It's because I found a way to get the most redemptions and the most rewards from my everyday spend. And that's what I call point stacking. And I go through that as well on my channel as well. So that
There
way
we
you don't have
go.
to chase cards or chase
Yeah.
welcome bonuses. You can learn how to get that welcome bonus spend and those extra points in a different manner.
Nice. Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's so. Listen, we most definitely gonna have you come back to the channel. Hey, Cal, I'm emailing you the link that you could jump into right now. But Lonnie, listen, we most definitely, man, want to go ahead. We want to have you come back on the channel and kind of break that down because I know for one that video that you just mentioned that took you 12 minutes to break down. So y'all ain't gonna get all this in like 30 seconds or a minute. Okay, we got to have you come back. Okay, so people know, how to bring that in. So here, when you can, man, send me an email over. Here, I'll look through and see if let me see here if you got this. Okay, good, you do got it. Okay, you got it set up. Let me tell you something. You know how many YouTubers don't have their email there? Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. So y'all listen. People decline some of my interviews too. There are some people that I'm sure you guys would love to see. People decline my interviews too, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's welcome to the YouTube world. So. All right. So either way, okay, I got your email, so we'll most definitely get that set up as well. But Cal, I just sent you that link. I think because Cal, you got you had the old one. All right. So here, while we're waiting on Cal, because I most definitely get his perspective on this as well. All right. So since we got Lonnie here, so here, if you can answer this question, can you guys think of some possible pros and cons of the merger? I own a Discover card. What do you think about that, Lonnie? I know you kind of touched a little bit on this, but what are your thoughts on that?
I am looking forward to potentially, obviously, I don't know what could or what will happen, but I'm potentially looking forward to two things. One is a new product.
Mm.
I think the diversification or the saturation of product is a little too wide at the moment. So, for example, I'm just going to use Capital One for like the Saver card. There's 3 different Saver One cards that are all orange, and there's 3 different cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that we're going to see a brand new product. And from that new product, we're going to see a new category of a bonus category in which the consumer can benefit, whether it be cash back, travel, rewards, whatever, whichever. So like right now, grocery is coming back in the credit card space. Gas is coming back heavily in the credit card space. I think we're going to see something else new, if not new, more permanent, come as well as a bonus category. And that's what I'm actually most excited to see. Something maybe like that would lean more into streaming. There's not a lot of cards that handle, the cut the cord
You got a point.
There's not a lot of cards that lean into the gig economy of like the Grubhubs, the Instacarts, the DoorDashes, or the Ubers. It's all like a perk or benefit. I think we're going to start seeing things like that are going to be that we as consumers consider normal, be more permanent within the credit card space, and it's going to be, hate to use another big word on you, Cal, but I think it's going to be exacerbated a little bit.
Listen, that's why I got Cal Barton on here, man. You guys are like human dictionaries, so he'll let me know what that means. So,
it's a pleasure to meet you, Cal. I've been a follower of yours for quite some time.
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you, Lonnie.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You know what? See, it pays. Listen, this is the circle that I'm creating, man, and that I'm most definitely trying to make sure I'm around the right people that know this stuff, because we all kind of find our niches in a sense, not just on the YouTube space, but things that interest us, either about credit cards, things of that sort. And it's so great to always have a good perspective. Listen, this is getting juicier for the end. So listen, y'all I didn't expect this. This just so we're clear, this just came off the hip. So listen, but I want to make sure. I'm glad that you guys were able to even jump right on. It's always easier with YouTubers because y'all got the equipment. So
it was extemporaneous.
Here we go again. Okay, all right. Let me go. See, you know what? See.
That's a good word use. That's a really good word
use. There you go, man. There you go. So, Cal, what do you think about this? So, Shalak, she had a question. So, what do you think about the whole merger, man? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I wanted to create some content around it, and I was just trying to find some sort of example of a previous merger like this, and I couldn't find anything. What I found was a recent merge. Robinhood bought X1, and I'm a big user of the X1 card, but that's not really similar because X1 was less than $1 billion in value. And we haven't seen what is going to happen to that card. It's still in limbo. You can't sign up for it currently. So here my mind goes to something else now. So I know Discover has great customer service. They have the ability to graduate a secure card into their standard, Discover It card, and then from there, with good usage, you can level up and grow that credit limit. Historically, you can't really do that with Capital One. They kind of lock you in. They call it a bucketing. So maybe they take some of that, that culture or those processes to allow Capital One customers to finally escape the bucket easier. That's just one thing I thought about.
You know what? And you've always been talking about that bucket as well too. So for those people who aren't familiar with those terms, what does that mean typically with Capital One and bucketing?
It basically means that Capital One takes a snapshot of your credit profile and your credit score when you sign up and kind of locks you in to a certain range, a pool of other credit card holders, and they make it extremely hard for you to escape that kind of pool that they've locked you into. So maybe they bring you in at $500 of a credit limit, and then it's hard for you to get above maybe $1,000, $1,500 of a credit limit. So sometimes people find that they get these sporadic and just all of a sudden years later they'll increase their limit. I recently saw a data point saying that they stopped using the card, they sock drawered it, and they increased their other credit limits. And they think that these credit card companies are doing soft pulls on a monthly basis, sometimes more, and they think that Capital One saw that they increased their other limits, so they allowed them to jump ahead with their Quicksilver card. So yeah.
Wow. Absolutely, man. You know what? And that's another thing too. For us to even see something like this in our lifetime, I don't know if it's going to go through. But at the end of the day, I just don't want too many things to change. When things start changing, that's when things. A lot of clients get upset. So, but this is most definitely huge. In the credit card space, in general. So, we'll see how this continues to go. In the future for sure. All right. So, okay, cool. All right. Well, here, anything you guys, any other thoughts you guys want to leave on this? Here, let me go back to the chat real quick just to make sure So let's see if this is still on. Okay, what's up, fellas? Great show. Yeah, listen, I didn't expect to have these guys on. So, but I know some of you guys are usually, going to be. I would say in the evening time, a lot of the audience is always, of course, here. So most definitely make time for that. So if you guys have to run, it's all good. I most definitely understand for sure. We got another question as well too. I've had a positive experiences with both financial companies. They complement each other, so I think that they will be okay, and we will too. So that's most definitely a positive way of looking at it as well too. And that's another thing, because a lot of people actually have both of their cards. So hopefully it doesn't turn into something that's crazy. So we most definitely don't want that.
Can I give a negative take real quick?
Absolutely. What do you
I
think about that?
I think that anytime you see a large merger like this, it's going to be bad for options and competition. You have they're consolidating power, so there's going to be less. There's one less player in the game. Discover was like they called it a distant fourth. They have with their payment network, so that's probably going to end up meaning less choice for the consumer.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's can be a bad thing.
No, you most definitely hit that right on the head for sure. And you know what, man, just for the sake of it, we just hope that most things kind of stay where they need to be for the sake of just, man, I hate to see when too many changes are made, because then, like I said, people get upset, and especially when the field, like, if you don't, as the old saying goes, you don't have to fix something that's not broken, right? And so we know for a fact, like I was talking about this earlier, how they glorify their customer service. And a lot of credit card companies don't do that, especially making it seem like you're going to get that concierge feel talking to someone. I mean, we can go on and on about the list of things that we hope it doesn't change. But like I said earlier today, is that Amazon has bought a lot of companies in the past. Experience bought a lot of companies in the past. Zillow has bought companies in the past. So a lot of times they don't even rebrand it. They just leave it the way it is. They just own them now. So hopefully that's what we end up getting out of that for sure. So it looks like you guys got fans and everything's here now, man.
Just as well, not necessarily to take a negative approach, but to complement what both of you had said is, at the end of the day, this is a business decision. You got to remember, the number one priority and purpose of a business is make that profit. They are in it to make a profit. The second thing they want to do is not ostracize the consumers. So if you fall in those two things, if you can help them make a profit in whatever changes they're going to make, it will work out for you as a consumer. But just as Kyle said, if you do not fall in those two categories, then yes, you might get pushed out a little bit.
You're right about that. You're right. Now, Cal, you were showing us. Now, that's another thing too. Cal, you was actually showing us you have both of these cards. I mean, a lot of people have accounts with both of these companies. So, I mean, that's why it's such big news, because it's not like something that's far-fetched. Like, people in their natural credit card journey end up getting Capital One, and later down the line end up getting Discover cards. So that's why I think it's such big news for sure. All right. So, of course, Mark, looks like, hold up, we got a couple things here. Cal, loving your videos on the financial companies and how to add credit and what we can do. All right. So make sure you guys check out Cal's YouTube channel as well. Most definitely been doing this for quite some time. And again, somebody else has been grinding, man. But me and Cal got something special coming up for you guys. So that's all I'm going to say about that. All right. So next, Lorena says it's always about your perspective too as well. Like we got choices. You got a point there. We got to go where we can get out here for sure. All right. So here, Mike H got something as well too. I have 3 credit cards that I would like to cancel for the simple fact that the rates are high. Would it really hurt my credit score if I took that action? I've had each card for about a year. You guys want to touch on this before we leave up out of here? So Cal, you want to touch on that a little bit, or no?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that, when you cancel a card, you don't lose that payment history immediately. If you close in good standing, it stays on your report for 10 years. Now, one thing if I didn't cover recently, that with the FICO score, it's going to have, when you have what they call a thin credit file, you feel the impact of changes to your credit report a lot more. It's going to be more significant. So whenever you have a new inquiry hit that report, whenever you lose some sort of payment history, it's going to hit you harder because you just have less history. You start to become more shielded. I'm just saying, even just speaking plain English, it's a little bit more detailed, but you become more shielded to changes to your credit profile when you have a longer history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lonnie, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, Mike. It really does depend on your history. Obviously, that's information that we don't have. So to add on to what Cal has also said, I would also say don't do it all on the same day. You don't got to cancel all three at once. I would not recommend that. Wait till like the month before that annual recycle date, that annual date comes back up. Take a look at it then, call in, see if they have some type of retention offer, see if they have something that might entice you to keep it. One, if your complaint is the high annual fee, if they were to waive that or even cut it 50%, is that worth keeping it for at least another year? And then that would still help your credit history versus taking that hit on canceling 3 cards all within the same amount of time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Great takeaway as well too, Lonnie. So, all right, guys, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. Also, too, let us know if you guys want more content like this. I see y'all watching Club Shay Shay. I see y'all watching Nightcap. I see y'all watching this stuff. And here's the deal. We here too. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But no, if you guys want more content like this, in the evening time, things of that sort, we most definitely can start putting some things like that together. So let us know in the comments below what you all think about that as well. Just want to check the chat real quick, guys, before you guys get out of here. I know we're not necessarily giving advice per se, but since y'all in the building, I at least want to let people know what y'all think. Cal, you was about to say something?
Well, I just want to say earlier you said that some creators have been turning you down for an interview. And I just want to say, please stop. If you're turning down Calvin for an interview, you need the exposure.
Man,
just do the interview, all right?
Listen, I'll be trying to tell him, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something. You know how like cool me and Star are because of, here, let me explain something to everybody since everyone's watching this. This is live. This is raw. This is unedited. So the thing is that I started to, when I got started, I'm sorry, not started. I went back to Instagram, started like posting and stuff. And I was like, you know what? There's a lot of people that do great videos, not just the videos, but with the content is really good. Like the content's really good, but they're new to YouTube. So they may not know about the editing and all that stuff. Like I didn't start editing videos, like really editing videos until I got to like 70,000 subscribers. So this is recent. Y'all watch a lot of my stuff. Saying this to say there's a lot of people that people are just not watching because they don't see them. And she did a video about something. And I was like, man, people need to like hear her talk about this. And so, but it wasn't just her. I reached out to Cal. I reached out to Sledge. I reached out to a lot of people. And then some people actually reach out to me, but I'm just simply saying that to say that I want to make sure I get the information in front of people. And that's number one. Number two, if you guys haven't noticed, a lot of things that I don't know about or talk that much about, I get the experts. I'm now moving things a little bit smarter now. Lonnie knows about this point hacking system that he's talking about. I don't know about that. So he'll be on the show talking about that. I'm sure. Lonnie, you have no problem with that, right?
I'm happy to come back. I showed up impromptu. So with an official
there you go.
I'll definitely come back.
There you go. And let me tell you something. When I saw Cal's videos, I was like, man, this guy has really broken this stuff down. Gotta have him on the show. And guys, it's more, I'm gonna be honest, it's more than just exposure. It's good information that people need to know. It's really good information that people need to know. And I don't think in my audience, they rarely ever get upset about like, oh my God. And people love when we do the interviews as well, because it brings a different perspective to certain topics, as well. So I love you guys' delivery. I like how you guys do things. Lonnie, I haven't seen a lot of your content, like I mentioned, not in a bad way, but like I said, I trust Sledge. He trusts you. So we most definitely going to be circling you back into the rotation here soon as well. But either way, I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. But listen, I'm gonna see if you guys will be free like during the evening time, not all the time, but I most definitely want to start going back live again, in the evening times if you guys do have some time as well. So is that something you guys be open to? Doesn't have to be all three of us at the same time, but later, sometimes in the evenings, you guys are up sometimes around this time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right, we'll keep you guys posted, man. So here, real quick. Okay, so Majesty, I just want to see something real quick. Okay, I just left Amex and I was thinking about both cards, and you gentlemen are discussing now. I just so happen to get on here. Too bad I missed what was said prior. Don't worry, Majesty. You can most definitely watch. Just rewind it. We should be good to go. And my oldest car, ironically, a cap. Yeah, like I mentioned. And then Mike H says my oldest cars are ironically Capital One. 2 cars, 5 years. Yes, more content, he says. All right. So appreciate that. Well, listen, guys, stay tuned. We got some great information coming up as well. Stay tuned for Friday. Me and Cal got something special for you all. Got some information that's going to be dropping tomorrow that you guys are going to need your notebooks for as well. And we will see you guys on the next video. Real quick, also, too, before everyone jets out of here, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to Lonnie on YouTube if you guys want to learn more about credit card education as well. And of course, my man Cal, make sure you guys go and check out his YouTube channel as well too, as he also talks about credit cards and things of that sort as well. Okay, but either way, anything you guys want to leave with everyone before we get up out of here? Lonnie, you got anything?
No, I appreciate the opportunity to even hop on with you at the moment. Yeah. Like Kyle was saying, I can't believe people are not taking interviews. Like, yo, man, you said jump on, and I'm here, like, straight up. So I really do appreciate it. And like I said, as a new creator, I got a lot of experience in the space, but I just decided to be a new creator a couple of months ago. So I really
there you go, man.
And also, yes, 100%, come stop by my channel, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you will learn something and you will be entertained at the same time. I put a lot of quality, like you was mentioning, editing. I do a lot of quality heavy editing and stuff.
Absolutely, man. No, you know what? I appreciate the grind. I like to keep the conversation going with like-minded people. And also, too, I want to do something that people didn't do for me. Bigger creators they don't reach out. Not in a bad way. I know people, everyone always talks about it's a money game, stuff like that. There are people I charge, and there's people I just don't, and so not in a bad way. It's just the relationship's a little bit different. But saying that to say that on the other side of the coin, I wish people would reach out to more smaller channels, I should say, because I want you guys to understand something. Just because a channel is smaller doesn't mean that doesn't mean that they're not giving good information. The information is golden. It doesn't matter if you're the only one watching this video. Don't get caught up in the YouTube hype. If the information is good, the information is good. Because I've seen some trash get not in a bad way. It's just like, guys, this is illegal at this point. Like, what are we doing? So, but either man, you got to be careful on here, man. But either way, and Cal, anything you want to leave with people before you get up out of here?
Go subscribe to Lonnie's channel. Put him up there. Somebody's asking about his name, so subscribe to Lonnie. Check him out.
That's right. Absolutely, man. Cal knows how he's always paying it forward. He's always paying it forward, man. So either way, all right then, guys. We'll see you all on the next video. Thanks again to you guys. I greatly appreciate you guys. Impromptu, and this for everybody who stayed to the end. This was one, because I know we always say stay to the end. No, this is for real. Y'all lucky y'all stayed to the end for this one, because this was not rehearsed, okay? But we're most definitely going to bring some of this type of stuff back. So appreciate you guys again for being here. Have a good evening.
All right.